Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Mike and V Bodybuilding Show back at METROFLEX Phoenix. How's it going, Mike?
It's going good. I think this is episode number 9, actually, that's going to be airing.
Unofficially number 11. Dude, we got an NPC champ.
We have got an NPC champion from, I think, a couple weeks ago, Josh Wheeler, the middleweight champion. Dude was ripped to the bone. Arguably, could have been the most shredded dude between him and Corey Upton. So we're going to bring Josh in and see a little bit about what got him into bodybuilding, what he's doing next, and what's going on in his life.
Josh, come on in, buddy.
Welcome to the show, bro.
Congratulations, man. Fucking, you look great.
Trying.
Now you're a middleweight, but how can you look like a light heavyweight right now? You put on some size. You fill out a little bit?
Absolutely. When 3 days out of the show, I put on 32 pounds.
He's got 32 pounds heavier.
I love it, man.
From,
so what was your first cheat meal?
Oh my God, I went to Wendy's. I got a Baconator with the pretzel bun, and then I went to Barrow's Chicago Pizza. I ate an extra large chicken supreme pizza. I had 5 Dr. Peppers. When I ordered, I was there by myself, and the lady brings out plates. She's like, "How many plates do you need?" I was like, "I don't need a plate. Just give me the thing, baby." Yeah.
Wow.
Nice, dude.
But getting into the show, I mean, you know, I know you got a powerlifting background. Mike Best, he's got a powerlifting background. Kevin Lebroni, one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time.
Unbelievable.
But I mean, it seems like, Mike, it seems like the best bodybuilders have a powerlifting background. So is that what kind of springboarded you to get into competitive bodybuilding?
It did. I remember reading a segment on Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they said when he first moved here, his first 2 years were actually powerlifting. Yeah, and he contributed a lot of his sheer density from there. Yeah, so I was like, man, so it just was something about just lifting and just internally really does to you. It's a wonderful feeling.
Mike, he's got an interesting story how he actually got into powerlifting. Tell us about that. About being powerlifting.
Well, when I was about 3 years old, I was walking across the street and I went to a neighbor's garage. My mom was there with a friend talking to him inside, and a bed fell on me. And I could not get it off of me. And my brother, he's 2 years older than me, he was there, and he tried to lift it off me. And I remember, crying from the pain and him crying for trying to lift off me, and he couldn't. And so, from that point, I said, I just even at younger ages, I just said I never want to feel helpless like that again. And so it got me into eventually in the future powerlifting. And it was funny because it's. I had a conversation with my brother, and he said the same thing. And we started talking about it. He said, that's what got me into it. So that's interesting.
You're a wrestler too.
I am. I wrestle since I was 4.
Mike wrestled. I wrestled my whole life, and I used to use my strength, to help me win matches. But as I got older, it was about technique. Did you see how that kind of changed? You couldn't really out muscle people at a higher level. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah, but I wrestled so small. My heaviest I ever wrestled was 129 pounds. I was at 101 to 108 to 115.
But did you make that move from, having brute strength to, I might need to use some technique?
Oh, absolutely. I noticed once I started to really get into powerlifting, technique was everything.
Oh,
the way that I pinched my shoulder blades together, the way I pressed my back into the bench,
right?
The way my breathing, everything, and so I actually incorporate a lot of that into my hypertrophy training. So absolutely, yeah.
No, I think there's something to be said for having a powerlifting background. I think that's why I do, and I think for the guys that train with me, and probably for yourself, it's ass to the floor. It's all about technique because I've seen guys at 132 pounds pull 700 pounds, and it's almost unbelievable. You were telling us a little bit about one of your benches at your body weight. What was that again?
I was 185 pounds roughly, and I bench 435.
That's technique and just raw power. That's impressive. It's totally
a lot of that getting used to the weight too. You're getting used to the feeling.
Right. So let's talk about what got you into bodybuilding, dude. This was your first show, right?
It was.
First show, won.
Yeah.
Clearly won the show. Hands down, you won your weight class without a doubt. I am pretty forward and pretty honest. I try to be anyways because that's how I want people to be with me. When I seen you backstage, I came up, I introduced myself. I totally liked it. I knew the physique was on the money. This guy was the whitest guy in the show, though. And so we'll get that corrected for you. Next time you get out there, dude, you won't be, can't be too dark enough. And then I think obviously polishing the posing just a little bit. dude, you're going to be pretty unstoppable. And I think graduating up to a bigger class, you know, you're my height and I'm moving up to the heavyweights. You know what I mean? And so you definitely have the raw muscle to keep moving up. And at 27 years old,
yes, sir.
Very young man. So with the time and already you've gotten that solid foundation, dude, you've got some big things ahead of you for sure.
So now you're qualified. So you planning on taking that qualification to the national stage next year?
Absolutely. I want to compete at the IFBB North American Championships.
Good show.
Out in Pittsburgh.
You'll do well at that. That's a good show. Oh, awesome, dude. That'll be good, man. Now, who do you work with somebody who helps you out with your diet and stuff?
I honestly did all my diet myself, starting 12 weeks out, and I got all my information from one book alone, and it's called Extreme Muscle Enhancement.
That's awesome.
And it's Carly.
You hear that, guys?
I thought it was
This
going to
guy
say, I got it all from musculardevelopment.com or something.
Yeah, that's really awesome, because he was shredded, if you guys haven't seen it.
He talked. He's a medical doctor, and he talks about when you should deplete yourself of carbohydrates, how you should get your proper calorie intake, so you know how to base off of that.
Sure.
I mean, the science is there.
So you learned a lot from
Oh my God, yes.
It's awesome.
That's interesting. I mean, I
think I'm going to have to get that book.
It's an amazing book.
What was it called again?
It is called Extreme Muscle Enhancements by Carlin M. Cole.
Huh, I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
So, North Americans next. What's your off-season looking like, dude? You're already put on 30 pounds. What are we trying to, what is, I mean, are you thinking about coming in as a middleweight again?
No, I'm going to come in like heavy.
Like heavy? I think that's a wise choice, and coming in full. I don't think getting shredded will be an issue for you.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm focused on putting everything in here.
Into your side, in there.
In my side suite.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you definitely got a great upcoming future, I think, ahead of you, dude, and you've got a solid background. Keep building your community, and you know, I think we're going to do some big things by the North Americans, too.
Well, I have to ask, I always ask these dumb questions, I know, I'm sorry people, but I want to know, who was that bodybuilder that you looked at in that magazine? I want to look like that. Who was it?
METROFLEX.
Berto Fox.
He's going old school.
Dude, he's throwing it down.
And one other guy, Serge Nubretz.
Serge
Serge
Nubret.
Nubret.
Serge Nubret. Absolutely
Yeah.
love that guy.
Yeah.
Well, in Pumping Iron, I think he got second.
He did.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
He used to wake up every day and do 2,000 sit-ups.
That's crazy.
Every morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's you know, the other thing we like to ask guys too is obviously it takes a lot of people to get you to get you that spot, get you on stage. Who would you like to thank that's helped you out, get you to this point?
First and foremost, Vince Comerford. Phenomenal guy. He in my last couple of days, he really tried to help dial me in with my posing. I mean, I started posing 5 weeks out, but I mean, it's different when you do it on your own than when you have somebody to critique you, because you use somebody else's perspective. And he did everything he could to help me in that aspect, and I really appreciate him for it. My girlfriend, for sure, for filming when I was just a bloody mess, man. Every day, just kept
always
me,
nice to
kept
have
me
that
balanced.
support.
And my friend Nate Owens, man, for just listen to me when I was having a tough time.
Sure.
So
That's awesome.
What was the hardest part? I mean, you brought the condition, and you know, to bring the condition to the stage, it takes a lot of sacrifice, determination, and you really have to want it bad. You're not going to get there unless you really want to look like that. So, what was that fire inside?
Just was tired of the cycles that I went through in life. Just, you know, I see everybody just get comfortable and complacent. I wanted more.
That's awesome, dude.
Really did.
That's awesome.
I wanted more.
Well, and one thing that I can attest to, this sport gives you back so much more besides trophies and accolades. And when you can say that you've committed to something for 3 to 4 months out of your life, there's some kind of feeling that I can't explain it unless you've done it. I think all of these gentlemen can attest to it. There's a feeling of accomplishment and self-worth by getting out there and being the very best that you can be.
We join that small percentage, the 1% of people that are actually able to do that. I mean, I think it might be less than 1% of the people in the world
Absolutely.
that have that kind of drive. And so congratulations.
Congratulations again on the win, dude. You look awesome, bro. We want to have you back on the show later on as you start to get a little bit bigger and start to fill out. So.
Not even though he put on 30 pounds.
Dude, we want to see what you got left, bro. So we have a tradition on the show where we want to see whatever your favorite pose is. So we peel it off, dude, and let's see what the pub, give it to the people, dude. One shot, man. This dude's still in good shape,
That looks
dude.
good.
Yeah, come on over, man. Whatever you want, dude.
Right here? Okay.
No, right here.
Right
She's
here?
filming you.
She's filming
Right
you.
here. Dude. Go ahead.
I got underwear on.
No, let me just see this.
Oh,
Give me
okay.
this shot.
Get this shot right here.
This guy's still ripped, dude.
My favorite shot that was from here with Frank Zane.
Nice,
Yes.
dude. I love it, dude.
That's my favorite
Thanks again for
focus.
coming on the
Thanks,
show,
man.
bro. We appreciate it.
All right. Josh Wheeler, middleweight champ. Mike
Big Daddy.
Best. Vincent VJ Hils. Thank you for watching the Mike and V Bodybuilding Show, a platform for all bodybuilders to get some exposure. Thanks
We're
for
out,
watching.
guys. Thank you.